there, and I appreciate it.
How did Mona pitch you the overall story? Did you get the script first?
Mona pitched me.
Okay. How did she describe it?
Mona is like David Cale's finger. She has a vision, and it kind of just, it's like an impulse, and she can't help herself, and it becomes an obsession, and that's what you feel when she talks about something. She's devoted to like a story and telling a story. I think she was so in love with this woman that she had never heard about, and she was so curious about whether or not I had ever heard of her. And right away I was like, I know the Shakers. I understand, where they kind of existed in history in a very vague way, but I didn't know about Ann Lee herself and her journey. And she was like, well, this is my dream project, and I'm gonna give you the script. And then I read it, so I had that a little bit of a backstory.
Did she tell you, before you read it, that the singing and the dancing were a part of it?
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, she was very clear that it's very musical. Not so much that I didn't really understand that it was going to be as physical as it was, and it needed to be, of course. But at that moment, I was just really drawn to any musical aspect of any movie or project.
Yeah. When did you get first? Because I think obviously the Mancunian accent, right? Or accent.
Yeah.
If I'm pronouncing that correctly.
It's a weird one.
It is. I again, that's your specialty. Some of the actors here too. I'm always enamored with accent work. Is that something you look to get like as soon as possible?
Yes, that was the first thing I did.
Okay. Yeah.
Was try to wrap my head around it, because I'm really intimidated by accents, especially accents especially like Northern or Irish or accents from Great Britain. Like I'd rather do a German accent any day for some reason. And I don't know why. I really don't know what that is. Like Southern American, sure. New York, fine. My ear is more used to that. But that was just like, I kept looking for it online, and I couldn't find anybody that sounded like I thought they should sound. And then pretty soon after, I expressed to Mona when I signed on that I was very intimidated by it. She hooked me up with Tanner Marshall, who is our accent coach, and she designed this accent based on movies with this accent, with a Mancunian accent, Peterloo specifically, and also people like contemporary people like Maxine Peake, who maybe sounded closer to the specific area. But other than that, she just designed it because it's like none of us have heard it before. Right. So I basically made this joke when I was in London at the London Film Festival. I was like, you don't know if I did a good job because you weren't there. Because I was so nervous to take it to the UK. And I've had great feedback. I think it's bullshit because sometimes I watch it back and I'm like, that just sounds wrong. But that's my own ear. We're always the hardest on ourselves. Yeah. Unless we really are doing a bad job and people just don't want to tell us the truth. And that's also possible. I understand. I know I'm not perfect at the Mancunian accent, and that's fine because there are other mountains to climb.
I think it's important to point out